All right, so you ever get that feeling like you're looking at a map, right? There's those edges kind of faded out, like what's beyond that? Those blank spots that just spark your curiosity.
I know exactly what you mean, those little question marks that make you go, what if?
Exactly. Well, today on the Deep Dive, we're all about those what ifs, those mysteries that tug at the corners of our understanding. And specifically, we're diving headfirst into a fascinating enigma, the El Ocho conspiracy. You familiar with this one?
Oh, absolutely. It's a bit of a deep cut, even in the world of conspiracy theories, but it's so intriguing. We've been poring over a bunch of sources on this, articles, forum threads, even some declassified documents, and it's amazing how this idea of El Ocho, this hidden island, keeps popping up.
It's wild, right? And the details, they just draw you in. This island, shrouded in secrecy, tucked away somewhere in the vastness of the ocean. That's what we're going to unpack today. We're going to break down the core claims, look at the evidence, and try to figure out what's the appeal? Why does this theory resonate with people?
Right, because that's the key, isn't it? It's not just about whether El Ojo exists, it's about why people believe it does, and what that tells us about how we make sense of the unknown.
So let's start with the basics. The heart of this theory is, of course, the island itself. El Ojo, which means the eye in Spanish, is believed to be a real, physical island, but one that's been deliberately hidden from the world.
Right, and there are a few different theories about who's doing the hiding and why. Governments are the usual suspects, maybe for national security reasons. Maybe they've got some top secret research base out there.
Of course, can't forget about the secret societies, always lurking in the shadows.
Oh, absolutely. They're a staple in these kinds of theories. Protecting ancient knowledge, guarding powerful artifacts, you know the drill.
Makes you wonder, why are governments and secret societies always the go-to explanation?
I think it speaks to a kind of mistrust, a suspicion of power, the idea that there are things happening behind the scenes that we, the ordinary folks, aren't privy to. It's a way of explaining the unexplainable, I guess.
It's like a default setting our brains, right? When something's mysterious, it must be governments or secret societies pulling the strings.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's not just that El Ojo is hidden, it's also supposed to be this hotbed of strange and unusual phenomena.
Oh yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. We're talking about weird gravitational anomalies, freak weather patterns, and unexplained radio signals. Some sources even mention strange lights, unidentified flying objects, the whole shebang.
Right, it's like El Ojo isn't just hidden, it's actively defying the laws of nature. Makes you wonder why, right?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of these theories suggest these strange occurrences are like side effects of whatever's going on the island. Maybe it's some kind of ancient technology or extraterrestrial activity.
Or a portal to another dimension. Who knows? The more bizarre the phenomena, the more it reinforces the idea that El Ojo is something special, something worth hiding. What kind of anomalies do you find most compelling?
For me, it's always the ones that suggest hidden knowledge. Like, imagine, there are secrets about our past, maybe even about the true nature of reality, locked away on this island. That's a pretty powerful image.
It is, and that ties into the next element of the El Ojo theory, the guardians. It's not enough for this island to be hidden. There has to be something actively preventing us from finding it, right?
Right, like some kind of force field, or maybe a secret organization with advanced technology patrolling the waters around the island.
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting, isn't it, why this idea of guardians is so prevalent. It's like we instinctively feel that certain knowledge, certain places, should be protected.
Like they're too dangerous, too powerful for us to handle. Okay, so let's get down to the evidence. What do believers point to as proof that El Ojo actually exists?
Well, one of the big things is discrepancies in maps and nautical charts. Any old map with an island that's no longer there, or a modern chart with a suspiciously blank spot, that's seen as a sign of a deliberate cover-up.
So, like, cartographers are in on it, erasing El Ojo from existence.
Or at least obscuring its location. Makes you look at those old maps a little differently, huh?
It does. It's like every blank spot, every missing island could be a clue. But, there are other explanations for discrepancies in maps, right?
Oh, absolutely. Mistakes happen, surveying techniques evolve, islands can literally appear and disappear due to natural processes. But for someone convinced of the El Ojo theory, every anomaly becomes a confirmation.
Right, it's all about interpretation, isn't it? But there's more, right? It's not just maps.
Oh no, there are also those unexplained disappearances. Ships and planes vanishing without a trace in certain parts of the ocean.
Okay, yeah, that's always creepy.
It is, and in the context of El Ojo, these disappearances become linked to the island. Maybe these vessels got too close, encountered the guardians, or were somehow affected by those weird anomalies we talked about.
Like a Bermuda Triangle kind of situation, but with a specific island at the center of it all.
Exactly. It plays on our fears of the ocean, that sense of vastness and the unknown. When something terrible happens and there's no explanation, it's natural to look for something, anything, to make sense of it.
Makes sense. It's like our brains crave a story, even if it's a scary one.
Right. And then, of course, there are the personal accounts. Failures, pilots, people who claim to have seen a mysterious island or experienced strange phenomena in certain areas.
Like eyewitness testimony for the existence of El Oso.
Exactly. And these stories can be very persuasive, even without hard evidence. It's like if someone you trust tells you they saw something with their own eyes, it's hard to dismiss it completely.
Especially if it's a good story. Our sources mention how these accounts often focus on the eerie, the unexplained, which adds to the intrigue.
Absolutely. And then there's another layer to the evidence, the ancient myths and legends.
Oh, right, those stories passed down through generations.
Exactly. Proponents of the El Ojo theory often point to these ancient tales as potential references to the island. Like maybe those stories of lost continents or mysterious islands inhabited by strange beings are actually distorted memories of El Ojo.
So these myths are like echoes of a forgotten truth.
Right, and it's a powerful idea, the notion that ancient wisdom might hold clues to a hidden reality. It taps into that sense of the lost past, a time when humanity knew things that have been forgotten.
It's a romantic notion, isn't it? But let's be real, these myths were probably never intended as literal descriptions of a specific place.
Yeah, most likely. They're more like symbolic stories or explanations for natural phenomena that people couldn't understand at the time. But of course, in the context of the El Ojo theory, they take on a whole new meaning.
They become part of the puzzle, another piece of evidence supporting the existence of this hidden island. But there's a problem, isn't there?
Well, yeah, from a scientific perspective, all of this evidence, it's pretty flimsy.
Right. I mean, it's all interpretation, speculation, and anecdotal accounts. There's no concrete proof, no photographs, no satellite images, no physical samples from the island itself.
Exactly. And a lot of the phenomena attributed to El Ojo can be explained naturally. Weird weather. Well, the ocean's a pretty unpredictable place. Unexplained radio signals, there are all sorts of things that can cause interference.
And even those disappearances, tragic as they are, there are usually more mundane explanations. Storms, navigational errors, mechanical failures. These things happen, unfortunately.
Right. But the El Ojo theory offers a more compelling narrative, a story that taps into our deepest fears and desires.
And that's the thing, isn't it? The human brain loves a good story. It's how we make sense of the world. So even if the evidence is weak, if the story is strong enough, it can be very persuasive.
Absolutely. And we have to remember the appeal of the unknown is a powerful force. The idea that there are still secrets out there waiting to be discovered, it's tantalizing.
It's like deep down, we all want to believe there's more to the world than what we see on the surface.
Exactly. And that's why stories like El Ojo resonate so strongly. They tap into that primal urge to explore, to uncover the hidden truths of the universe.
So even if the island itself doesn't exist, the desire for it to exist, that's very real.
Very real. But it's important to remember there's a difference between an intriguing mystery and a verifiable fact.
Right. Just because something is possible or even plausible doesn't make it true. We need evidence, real evidence, to support extraordinary claims.
Absolutely. And when we uncritically accept these theories without solid proof, it can have consequences. It can erode trust in reliable sources of information, lead people to make dangerous decisions, and even damage our ability to think critically.
It's like the pursuit of the unknown can be a powerful motivator, but we have to be careful not to let it blind us to the facts.
Right. It's about finding that balance between curiosity and skepticism. That's the key to navigating the world of the unknown, I think.
It's like keep your mind open to new possibilities, but don't let your brain fall out.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the El Ojo conspiracy, it strikes me that it's more than just a story about a hidden island. It's a reflection of our own hopes, fears, and the enduring power of the unknown.
It's a reminder that there are still mysteries out there, things we don't understand. And that's both exciting and a little bit scary.
Absolutely. But it's up to us to approach these mysteries with a critical eye, to seek out the truth, and to never stop asking questions.
Well said.
So for all of you listening, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep that healthy skepticism close at hand. You never know what you might discover. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.